What is up, guys? Today we're gonna break down my weekly review, and today is actually April 9th. We have one more trading day tomorrow, but I am actually gonna be done trading for this week. So today is Thursday, and I'm only calling it this week because I'm doing like decent. So I want to call it, and I don't want to just like try to force anything. If I'm already doing like well for the week, I don't want to like keep forcing random stuff when I'm already doing good. I just want to call it a week. Keep my mental state like chilling. I don't want to go too crazy and stress all about this when my week is already good. I don't want to stress about it, so I'm just gonna call it a week. I'm up a decent amount, but I do want to go for this week, so I'm gonna schedule it to the 6th to the 10th. So I'm up 640, but if I go down, yeah, I guess I am up 640. But so I did win 3 days and I lost one of the days. I have one more trading day tomorrow, but I said I'm not going to take a trade. So I guess this week it's kind of like last week, but I just reversed it. So it was like I didn't really do anything. Like I lost the week and then later I won, so it's kind of like break even for the month. What I said in March, where I kept going in and out, where I lose a week and I win a week, so it's kind of back into it, where I'm just like, I lost last week and I win this week. So I want to keep the consistency going, and I'm really focusing on my narrative. What I kind of want to do now is if I win 3 days in a week, I'm just going to call it that week. It really depends though. Maybe if I win 3 days in a row, maybe I try to go for more. But if not, then I just call it a week. But I'm not too sure yet. I just feel like I want to call it this week. And I am still forward test tomorrow and still trade, but just not on my Express account. So I am going to break down the trades, and I do have all the live trades. If you guys don't know me already, my name is Will. I am a part-time day trader trying to become a full-time. All right, let's get into this trade. So this is April 6th. This is the Monday. Pretty much what I see is that we're restooping this high right here, and I want to see if we're actually going to deliver lower. If not, and we disrespect it and we start going higher, I'm just going to take the trade because I believe that there's probably going to be draws higher and that we're just bullish. So let me fast forward this, and then I'll show you guys my analysis after the trade. But let me skip this. So what I see, we have bearish climb to a closure, and then if we're actually bearish, we should be going lower, but we aren't going lower. So we start running up higher, and then I longed right there. And then my stop loss is 24 points, and then TP at 30 points. That's usually how it goes. Risk around 30 points and then target 30 points. And it just really depends on the trade, depends on the volatility, but usually around this amount. And if I could go lower than 30 points stop loss, then that's better. But I don't want to just try to just go lower stop loss because I want to lose less. I'm just actually putting the proper stop loss placement and all that, and then it just balances out. Do actually get super close to my stop loss, and I was kind of getting scared, but I had a proper stop loss placement, and we shouldn't be revisiting that low. And maybe I could have entered in lower like down here and then have my stop loss there, but it actually ended up working. And then a super volatile wick just wicked up there, and then that was my TP. I won about $300. So what I do in the beginning, I always look at bigger time frames. So I usually go to the 15 minutes. I do go to 1 hour, 4 hours as well, but usually I'm always charting on the 15 minutes. So what I see here, I see that we have bearish SMT right here on ES, or Nasdaq took it out and then ES hasn't, so we have bearish SMT. So do I believe that we're gonna go lower? Potentially, but it looks like we're kind of just rebalancing into this range and we're just going higher. We restooped it over here, but it's not really displacing us lower, so I'm thinking that we could still go higher. So then I go to 1 minute time frame. We already swept these lows right here. We swept this low like that, and then we haven't swept it on ES, so now we have bullish SMT on the lows. And then what happens in the morning when I zoom in? All right, let me see. So market opens, and then we just true displace higher, so that's telling me that this bullish SMT is going up higher, and we're probably going to go higher. Okay, so now we go up higher. What happens? We have this bearish SMT right here. Bearish SMT. Let me take this out because it's kind of bothering me. So yeah, so bearish SMT right here, and what happens after bearish SMT? ES has this close low highs right here, so we could still take this high or we could still take this low. But we want to see if this bearish SMT delivers. So far we have 2 SMTs now. We have bullish SMT down here, now we have bearish SMT. So it looks like bearish SMT is not delivering because we just went through it and it's not delivering. So that means draws are probably higher. So probably this draw right here. We have taken out these draws as well, and ES hasn't yet. So what I see, okay, now we're actually dumping, but we haven't taken out this draw right here. We still have bearish SMT, so it should look like something like this. We're delivering lower, but I still don't really take a trade because I don't really see anything, but we full displace lower. And I guess you could take a trade there, but I didn't like it. I didn't like anything too much. It is too aggressive, so I didn't take anything. Then what happens? We taken out this draw. Now we don't have any bullish SMTs, but technically down here we have bullish SMT because Nasdaq took this out. So there's no really reason for us to go any lower, but we still actually could. But I'm still thinking that, okay, if we don't displace lower, we aren't going to go lower. So that's pretty much how it is. We just start going up higher, and then we actually could have taken a trade here, but I didn't like it, so I didn't take any trades. And then we run up higher. This is where I took my trade. So right here, we took it out this high right here. We souped it, pretty much turtle soup right here, and then Nasdaq or ES was right here. We didn't take it out, so that's why it's bearish SMT. We start delivering lower, and then we flip bullish. So that means this SMT is not delivering. Draws are probably higher. ES probably wants to take out this draw, and we full up. Just ran up higher, and there's no really draws down below. So we could have taken this trade. Could have taken it right here, but I still didn't. I still wanted to see a bit more, and then we get bearish closure. And if we actually bearish, we should go lower. But then we start running higher, and that's where I took my long right here. Although it didn't close as good, I have proper stop loss placement right here. Entered up right here, I believe, and then TP was about 30 points, so something like that. And then that was the trade that I took. Okay, I think I took it earlier, so like right here, yeah, 30 points. That was my trade. Okay, Tuesday we took a loss. Yeah, coming into the day, I'm thinking, okay, we won Monday, so I don't want just keep trading and just not overthinking it too much. And then I end up forcing a trade, and pretty much lost. What I see here is that I see we're just full dumping down, and I ended up just taking a trade. That's pretty much what I did. And when you're looking at the trade like that, when you're trading at deep discount, when you're just like straight down, you want at least a pullback, and then we can go down lower. But for me, I just took the trade. I took the trade right when we're all the way down here, and there was like really no pullback. When we went down here, it looks like we're still going lower, but like I said, we're just too far. We need more manipulation, and then I did not wait for the trade. So then I ended up taking a loss. Here's Tuesday, and what I see here is that we have bearish SMT. We have this high right here. ES already has swept the high, and guess what happens? We just full dump lower. This is how you know SMT is actually delivering. We put an SMT right here. ES takes it out, and then we just like full deliver lower like this. That's telling me that we're probably gonna be bearish. And then we have this lower here, this low down here. We have lows down here as well. Okay, so now I go to the 1 minute time frame, and then let's check market open. So first off, we just start chopping, and then we take out this draw. So we do have bearish SMT right here, bearish SMT, and we are kind of delivering lower. So that tells me that we probably may want to go lower, but now we have bullish SMT. The only tricky thing is that you also have to play around with the SMTs, because we can have bearish SMT, but then if we have bullish SMT, want to see if it delivers. If it doesn't, then I'm waiting for disrespect, which the bullish SMT is not delivering, and I just short. That's usually how I'm looking at the charts. Okay, so far we just see chop, so I don't take anything. But right here, I actually kind of saw this, but I didn't like it too much. But this is what I see. So we have bearish SMT. We're pretty much downtrending. It looks like we're bearish. We had that 4 hour delivering us lower, and we have this bearish SMT in the morning. And then we don't take anything on ES, or we don't take anything on Nasdaq. We still have these equal lows here. We also have this low, although ES did take this low. This bullish SMT down here, is not really delivering us lower, and we got it since like this kind over here. So this is not really delivering us lower or higher. So we run up, and then we hit some SMTs up here, and then we start hesitating to go higher. right? We hesitate to go higher, and then we started dumping. And this is where I could have taken my trader here. Bearish SMT. We don't go up higher to resoup this high right here. So we don't resoup this high, and then this is reversal sequence because we know that we're bearish. So we run up, we take this high, and then we start delivering lower. And if we don't run up all the way back here, I'm just gonna assume that we want to bearish. We want to go lower because we have bearish SMT. The market is trending lower, so I'm gonna take it because we have lows down here. But I ended up not taking that trade. I ended up fading it, and then it ended up working. And then there was a trader here too, because we souped a small little internal. We go run up higher. We put a little SMT down up here, and we want to go lower still. But I didn't end up taking that. We started running lower, and this is where I took my trade. So it was okay, but then, like I said, we ran all the way down here. We probably want to see some reaction, probably some retracement, and I did not wait for it. The difference is when it goes down here, we displace through this draw now. It's almost the same thing. We're going straight down, but the context is different here that it works. And I did actually end up forward testing this trade, and then I put my stop loss like right here, somewhere here, I think. Yeah, I don't know, right here. But it ended up working because we displaced through this draw, and ES has this pretty close low right here because this bullish SMT on Nasdaq is not delivering us higher. That's pretty much what I saw here. This bullish SMT on ES right here, it's not delivering us higher, but it's a different context. Nasdaq is the one that we're actually trading. So since we're delivering lower on Nasdaq and we had no stop rate on ES, we get a rebalance and then we start shorting. That's where this trade is actually better than this one. This one is not optimal. Okay, so now we go to Wednesday. I did take a W, and let's break down the live trade. To be honest, this trade was just like A+. If we were to take trades like this all the time, then yes, it'll be like I'll be doing good. All I have to do is just take A+ trades and just like be patient, just not rush into anything and just wait for like the setups to come to me. So pretty much every day is almost like it has like a trade, like a pretty good trade, but they're not always going to be like as optimal as like this day. So we are in bearish sequence, and then we run up on ES. We take out this high right here. We take out this high. We have bearish SMT, and then we rebalance into this BISI right here, and then we go up higher, and now we're going back into this BISI. So why are we rebalancing if we already did? So that means this SMT is actually delivering, and we want lower, and also there was actually a lower draw down here that we haven't taken out. So I'm just looking for continuations to go short, and honestly I should have held to this draw right here, but I did not do that, and it is what it is. I still got 30 points, and yeah, I'm so happy with the W, but it would have been nice to have like extra like 10 points. But that trade happened so fast that when I see a trade like this, when it's so volatile, then I just know it's gonna go to the draw, or at least like that low. Let me know if you guys actually enjoy these like longer videos, because I am breaking down every trade and I'm actually doing live trades. It does take longer for me to edit, but if you guys actually like seeing it, then I'll do these videos. It is more informational, and you guys can learn a lot from it. I'm just seeing that we're just running up higher after like the Trump news. We just started ripping up higher, and now we are like, we actually did take out this high right here, this 4-hour high, something like that. Is it a bearish SMT? I don't know. Okay, and yeah, we also took out this high. We ran up like a lot higher, so we probably want to like at least retrace back into it. And this is all pre-market, by the way. So this is all pre-market. We just ran up straight up, so probably want to have some retracement, and that's what I'm thinking. Okay, and then do we have any SMTs down here? Let me go to the 1 minute. I think there was actually some SMT, like a tiny SMT that actually delivers us lower. So right here, if I can see it, yeah, it's not even that big right here, this little SMT, but it did end up delivering us like crazy. So we put in SMTs and then we just full displace lower, but we can't really say that it's actually full displacing us lower, because we just displaced lower and then we started running back up. So is it really like actually displacing us lower? I actually didn't have like a proper bias here, because I just read my narrative and then just have like a loose bias usually. So then we have equal lows down here, so that's also a pretty good target to aim for. We ran up higher and then we just started dumping. So I'm already thinking that since we started dumping, I'm thinking that okay, we want to go lower. right? We go lower, we take out this draw right here, and we run up higher, and then displace. We displace lower, we have more draws down here, right? This draw right here. Yes, also has this draw. I think it had like a little bullish SMT down here, but let me see. Okay, yeah, so Nasdaq took out this draw, but ES already taken out that draw for a while now. So my target is gonna be down here, and we start going lower. I don't want to chase anything because you see how this candle is going straight down. I don't want to just chase it because like I lost last time. I want to just like wait for rebalances, wait for actual signatures, and then take the trade. I almost look at this candle. I was like, okay, we displaced through this candle and then we flip bearish. I was thinking we can just take this trade, but I can't take that trade if the draw's right there. We have that draw right there. I can't just like target through the draw. Like it does not make sense. My trade should have been up here if I want to take the trade, but there was no like proper entry there, so I can't take the trade. I'm waiting for some manipulation. I'm thinking that okay, maybe we actually want to go longer because that's what I see. We're just like full like going displacing higher, but it still doesn't make sense. I'm looking at this right here and I'm seeing that we're full going up higher for literally no reason because the draw is right here, the draw is right here, the draw is right here on Nasdaq, and we did not take anything, but we just started running up higher for no reason. Sometimes it can actually do that, but I want to see like bearish SMTs get disrespected and then long. So we run up higher and then we take out this high right here. We take out this high, which is this high right here. So now we have this bearish SMT, right? So if we're actually gonna long, I want to see it displace lower like this and then disrespect and then rebalance into it and then long. That's what I would do if I were to take a long. But we actually didn't really take anything. We left this equal low down here that we probably want to take. So that's probably my target, but I still don't know yet. It's funny because sometimes, even though I could be bearish, even though I could be bullish, I'm just literally looking for signatures. And if I see a disrespect or something, I can just take the opposite way, even though I might just think of a different trade. It almost feels like gambling where I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna long, but then I see something happen, I'm just short right away. So it's almost like that because I'm honestly just reading candlesticks. I'm reading like what's actually happening on the charts. So we run down lower and then we rebalance into this SIBI right here, or this BISI. So this BISI is right here. We run down lower and then I couldn't have taken the trade. I was like, I could just take the trade, wait for the rebalance, and it flips, I can just long. But that's just too aggressive. So we hit the objective, which is the SIB or BISI, and then I want to see, okay, what happens? Are we going to deliver higher or are we going to deliver lower? So next candle, we print like that. I'm like, okay, not the best candle, but if we start displacing lower and then later like we actually flip bullish and then we start running higher, I might take that long. But what I see is that we just full dump lower. Okay, it's kind of leggy. Why are we already rebalanced into this candle, this BISI right here, and now why are we rebalancing into it again? Like if we are going back down below, then probably the draw is gonna be lower, which obviously is this draw right here. So then I took my entry right here, like you guys saw. Took my entry while it's displacing. Stop loss was about, I don't know what it was, 28 points or something, 26, I don't remember, but it was something like this actually. Yeah, something like that. And that was pretty much a trade. Could have held it, but what it is. That was a trade. This trade was just like so textbook that I was like, this is the type of trade I need to take. Not the Monday trade or not the Tuesday trade that I took where I just FOMO'd into some random stuff. And yeah, that was the trade. All right, Thursday trade, I did take a W, $300 like usual, 30 points. That's how it is with 5 macros. Okay, so I actually ended up taking it down here. I ended up fading some trades over here in like early morning. I ended up taking a trade around 10:14. I faded some trades here. If I had a better narrative or a better context, then I would have taken the trades, but it's weird. I don't know. So there was a long trade here that I could have taken right here. There's also a short trade that I could have taken right down here. So it didn't matter if my bias or my narrative is bearish or bullish. I can still take a trade if I see some sort of disrespect or something, because I'm only scalping. I'm not like swing trading. So if I'm actually like swing trading, I need actual like I have to hold the position. But since I'm not, I only need 30 points. That's what I'm doing. Right here, I almost took a long right here. You can see my mouse. I was very close to just like FOMO into this trade. I knew that I was kind of late in the trade, And I'm still thinking that we're bearish, and I didn't want to take my trade here because I had risked like 50 points. It didn't make sense. And I'm like, holy shit, did I just miss the move or something? Initially, let me pause this real quick. Initially, what I was planning was I see this lower here. And then I want to see what happens. I want to see it re-soup this low, rebalance in, actually have like a green candle, rebalance, full disrespect, and then short. That's what I want to do. That's what I want to see if I see this sequence. It was kind of similar to over here where we ran up, we have like bearish S&T. I think we actually took out this one. So I think it was like this. Or I don't even think we took that out. So it wasn't like the best SMT. And then we full disrespect. And I could have shorted there, but I was like, I didn't like it even though we're kind of like bearish, because I want to see what happens on these lows. I didn't want to short and then my TP was like over these lows. I want to respect it. Because imagine I targeted all the way down here, right? I target all the way down here and I shorted and then my TP was like right here. I get edged out. That's why I wanted to see what happens on this low right here. So we can hit that low right there, and then we just start full running up. I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna take a trade. I was thinking to take a long now because I'm like, why do we keep revisiting back into this Sibi right here? So, but I want to at least wait for rebalance. I kind of just like long. I didn't want to chase it. I was so close to chasing it, but I was like, I gotta wait. And then right here, I was about to take a long, but I was like, I don't know, man. I had to like wait for like some more confirmation and just see what happens. I can't just like FOMO in too early. My stop loss would have been like cooked. So I was like, I just gotta wait. And I'm just longing into this, like disrespecting this whole thing right here. I had to long over it, which I didn't want to disrespect that when we barely tapped into the Sibi. I want to see at least more. And then we full disrespect. I'm like, why are we disrespecting this shit? Like, this is pretty much what I want to see, but we actually end up foaming more longs instead because I want to see this. We re-soup this low right here, and then we go up higher and then disrespect, but we actually end up going all the way up there and then disrespecting the whole thing. I'm like, damn, does it make sense to do that? So I'm like, okay, I'm pretty sure we want to go lower. So that's what I waited for. I want to wait a little bit more, and then we're still going lower. I rather want a rebalance up here and then flip bearish, but we didn't get that. So I was like, okay, I'm going to short right there. 30 points. And that was it. That was pretty much the trade. That was a lot to break down. I could explain it on the charts, but there's nothing much to it. We just have like a bearish SMT on the highest, and then we start spacing lower. And we want to go lower because we re-soup this low. When we re-soup this low, we have bullish SMT on ES as well. We should be running up higher. We full disrespect instead, and then we kept going lower. And then I target lower. And I normally don't like targeting exactly on the draw. It really depends on the context, but yeah, honestly, this 30 points, that's where it is. There's one time I target 30 points and I should have targeted internals and I just lost. It's because my narrative, I'm just trading opposite, so I should be more careful. But if I'm trading with the trend, it makes sense to like target 30 points or whatever. So execution also really matters. And yeah, that was the trade. Yes, of course, I was getting scared like, oh, we're gonna run up higher and then fail, but then my stop loss is just so far that it doesn't make sense to go all the way up here if we're actually gonna be bearish. So if it goes up all the way there, then I'm just like, stupid, I lost the trade. But that's because I'm either late to the trade or something. All right, that is the end of this review. I pretty much made back all my losses from last week, but like I said, the boom and bust cycle where I'm just like losing, winning, losing, winning, losing, winning. So it's like the same shit, but I want to keep keep going, keep learning, and just keep getting better and just keep the consistency. And I know it sucks. I know it sucks to have to be in this phase, but I want to change. I want to get better as a trader and just keep getting better every single day. I'm able to actually grind more in the charts, so that's what I'm doing, and we'll see where this month goes. And I'm not having any expectations. I'm just every day just constantly just trying to understand the narrative and all that type of stuff. And what I like to say is how you do one thing is how you do everything. Keep staying disciplined, keep staying consistent, and let's just get 1% better every day. And I'll see you in the next one.